telling the court in detail about his humble upbringing in Seguin, his family life, his love for the rapper Eminem, and his struggles with drugs as a teen.
It's that struggle and his eventual addiction to Xanax that Daniels believes led him to make a costly decision, pulling of that trigger that ended the life of Texas Tech police officer Floyd East Jr.
Daniels admits there's a lot from October 9th, 2017 that he just doesn't remember, but today in court, his attorneys asked him to recall whatever he could to the 12 jurors who've been tasked with deciding whether the young man should spend the rest of his life in prison or be executed for his actions. KLBK's Jaxie Pigeon was in that courtroom as it all happened. Jaxie?
Terry, Matt, Daniels was very soft-spoken throughout the day while he was testifying. There was a lot of emotion in the courtroom from both Daniels' family as well as Officer East's family when they were describing very sensitive and descriptive details about how Daniels would murder Officer East. In court this afternoon, the defense presented a timeline to the jury that detailed the 27 hours that would lead up to the shooting. Daniels testifies that it's hard for him to distinguish between what he remembers on his own and what has become more clear only through seeing video during his trial. On October 9, 2017, Daniels recalled that he walked into his dorm room and police officers were there. He had the gun that he'd stolen from his friend the night before in his waistband, and he says he was trying to avoid getting in trouble, so he was strategizing how to get rid of the gun. He next remembered the first pat-down in his dorm room from Officer Snelson when the gun was still in his waistband. Daniels says, quote, "In my memory, my pants were sagging. He pulled my pants up and the gun fell into my crotch area." He says Officer Snelson kept missing it and that every time the officer touched a part of his leg, the gun kept moving even further down his leg. On the car ride to the Texas Tech Police Department with Officer East after being arrested at Talkington Hall, Daniels remembers the thud sound of the gun falling in the back of the car. He says, quote, "I was looking for a place to hide it." He'd somehow managed to get the gun back up to his waistband, even in handcuffs. After nearly half an hour with Officer East at the campus police station, Daniels would shoot Officer East point blank in the head. Prosecutors asked Daniels why he made the decision to shoot Officer East that night. Daniels says, quote, "It doesn't make sense. I thought I was stuck." He followed up by saying, quote, "For years, I wonder why I didn't just shoot myself." The defense then asked Daniels why jurors should show him mercy. He says, quote, "I think it's totally fair to say a life for a life. But then on the other hand, I think about my family, and the truth is I'm biased in my own favor. I don't want to die, not anymore." The court recessed with Daniels still on the stand just before 5, but will pick back up Wednesday morning at 8:30. Judge McClendon says that closing arguments are expected to take place in the morning. From the Lubbock County Courthouse, Jaxie Pigeon, KLBK News.